Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. I hope you're having a great day and you're in for a real treat. Dr. ShaRhae Matousek practices in Minnesota. And 3 years ago, when she spoke at my PEDS boot camp for the first time, I remember she had just crossed over that 150,000 adjustment mark. And that was 3 years ago. So you're in for a real treat. This lady has tons and tons of experience. If you have come to any of my PEDS events in the last 3 years, whether it was the summer one that we did during COVID, ShaRhae and Andrea and I did one during COVID, and we just had to get really creative. Or now we're coming up on our fourth one at Sherman College this coming February, and ShaRhae will be there again for that. Or you're in the boot camp. You know this lady. So Dr. ShaRhae, welcome. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Barb. I always enjoy talking to you.
Yeah, we got to have, so ShaRhae and I have also, not only is she a boot camper and a regular speaker on my stages, but also we've done private coaching for 100 years. I know it's amazing because we don't look 100, but we've also had that beautiful opportunity to walk in life together. And I'm so grateful and thankful that we have so much in common and get to meet one-on-one. So congratulations to you for investing in yourself at that high level for so many years as well. So the three things that we're going to be talking about today are the three musts for staying power and to build a legacy-drenched brand. ShaRhae and I came up with these three, and we're going to dive into them. Number one, tribe. Number two, the importance of systems. And number three, all in massive action, which all three of those are buzzwords, not surprising, in the 56-day chiropractic bootcamp. So ShaRhae, what advice do you have for someone who doesn't have a tribe yet? What impact has that made in your life, having our tribe?
Yeah, it's been huge. I've been in practice now for 23 years. And I think I joined the boot camp like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I don't even know.
Long time ago.
And I was a few other places before that because I knew that something was missing. I was losing my excitement. Everything was just sort of droning on. Like, I love seeing patients. I always have. It's just all the other stuff that gets to be kind of mundane at times. And when you feel like you're just sort of by yourself, you're surrounded by staff, you're surrounded by patients, but you're not able to talk to colleagues. It's like you're speaking a different language sometimes. You feel like you're kind of talking down, not down to the patient, but to the patient's level of understanding. And so you can really get, especially this day and age, we can do, pretty much everybody can do their continuing ed online. You maybe haven't seen another chiropractor since you graduated. I don't know, but it just gets very isolating. And so by getting around other people who maybe they don't practice exactly the same, maybe they don't have PEDS and pregnancy practice like I do, because there's people in the boot camp that do PI or DOT physicals or whatever, but you can always learn something from them. And that's like the greatest thing. Like, what's working for marketing? What have you done on social media? What events are you hosting? Like, and just getting excited about seeing everybody else's wins. And it sort of builds on each other and just makes it such a much more fun place to be in practice.
Yes, the reminder we're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
We're only alone if we choose to be alone. Let me ask you this. What's the difference about having our boot camp tribe? And like, there are lots of Facebook groups,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, whether it's moms groups or chiropractic groups or, geographic position groups. What's different about the boot camp Facebook page and other pages?
Yeah, so I just think there are a lot of Facebook pages that sort of drag you down a little bit. You've got people who want to be subluxation based, fighting against people who are evidence based. It's just, and then no one helps like build one another, and they're sort of just taking digs and things like that. And I just feel like I don't have energy for that. You reflect who you're around and what your exposure is, and it affects your mood and everything else. And I feel like everything is very uplifting in the boot camp. I've never felt like I compete against anybody. And I mean, it's very, very empowering and uplifting to see everybody just thrive and take off in practice. And I don't know percentage wise, like which coaching groups are more successful, but just watching the people in the boot camp. I mean, you have new docs coming out that pay off their student loans, and like, didn't Jesse pay hers off in like 3 years or something? And you have people, you have people buying buildings and like creating the practice of their dreams, whether they want to buy land kind of more remote and build a barn and have a room as their clinic. There's just so many options, and everybody's very diverse, but we're all sort of like going towards the same goal and success. And it's very empowering and just fun to watch everybody's successes. And my favorite thing, at the end of the month, everybody kind of puts their wins, and maybe your wins aren't the same,
Yeah. I
There.
mean, sometimes your wins are, I took an extra week of vacation, right?
Right.
It's not just metrics. It's also just the experience of life, or look what I gave birth to, or look what my spouse gave birth to, or whatever. We got a new puppy, and I love that we celebrate all of life together.
Well, we're all in different stages, right? Like, thank goodness I'm not giving birth anymore because my kids are almost out of the house. But, it's fun to see those things. And I love seeing all the cute pictures of everybody's babies and just the fun exposure stuff that they're doing in practice and winning awards in their communities. And it's really fun.
Mm-hmm. Great time for a shout out. Dr. Liz Hafer, who is a boot camper and deep dive private coaching client, was just kind of crowned as the California Chiropractic Association's new president.
Oh,
So congratulations to Dr. Liz. That's a really big organization and a ton of responsibility, and congratulations to you. So the second thing, our systems. What's your go-to system that you just know has a huge impact on your success?
well, there's something in the boot camp that you introduced me to called the daily success sheet. And so it just sort of outlines what your employees are looking for and doing, and kind of makes it as like, let's see how many points we can get. Cause I'm competitive. I love a little contest, and doing those things consistently all day long, but then getting like a little reward because you get the points, and it's all of your stuff in front of you too, which is really nice. The other thing that I've liked, because I'm not the person who like jumps towards shiny objects, but I can get a little distracted at times. And Barb goes through the ABCs. So you're categorizing all the things that you want to do in practice. And the A's are the things that need to get done. The B's are things that could get done. And the C's are things that like you want to get them done, but whatever. And just being able to kind of categorize like what is really important. Is it important for me to do a social media post? Or is it important for me to actually like get my notes done or my charges entered, or do the thing or deposit the checks, like whatever it is that you have to do. Just really categorizing, because I can be like, oh, maybe we should redecorate over here and do this.
Yes.
Like, oh, I saw this cute picture of somebody's clinic on Instagram, and I want that kind of a wall in my office staff.
Yes.
Oh boy. Like, just focus on what needs to get done. So I think that those two things have been really important for me, as well as obviously like day one, day two, whatever scripting you're using, making sure that your staff knows exactly what you're doing, so that when a patient comes up to the front and they're like, oh, when did the doctor want you to schedule? And you don't want the patient to be like, I don't know, she didn't say. So you want
Yes.
the systems in order. Just because then it makes it kind of a no-brainer on those days that you don't feel super energized. You can just sort of go with the flow that you've set up. And the days that you feel like you have so much more energy, maybe add a few little things in there. And I think just having that framework really is helpful.
Nice. And so our last one is all in massive action. And I recently have revisited Sell or Be Sold by Grant Cardone. Love that book. And just the reminder that our level of success is directly tied to our level of all in massive action, not to be confused with busyness. right? Like we can fill our whole schedule with busyness, but if it's really and truly not moving the needle, which like what you're talking about, like uh, are you actually focused in on the daily success sheet? And the daily success sheet, if you're ever wondering, where should I put my time and attention? It's the daily success sheet. It's the steps on there. Like those are the steps that will move the needle so that you're all in massive action. What has changed for you in the boot camp since you've been in the boot camp about all in massive action?
I think I just used to be one of those people who just sat on Facebook and watched, like I was just on the sidelines and I wasn't participating. Like I would get excited about things, but not follow through. And
Mm.
biggest thing that you coached me through at the beginning is it doesn't have to be done is better than perfect. And just making sure that you make a step. Like, who cares if your Instagram reel looks terrible or you feel like your hair is a mess or whatever? I don't think that people are actually looking that closely. They're not expecting us to be influencers. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some of you are influencers. Congrats. That is not me. It's getting the things done that need to be done, and just being excited and energized. Like the energy that you have in your practice feeds, right? So like if it's just kind of a blah day and you're feeling blah and your staff is feeling blah, those are the days that you get complaints and cancellations, and it's just not so much fun. But if you're excited to speak and meet with each of your patients and you're just having fun in practice, people can tell. Patients can tell. If you've ever had one of those days where you're just like, all of a sudden you come to work and you're like, my schedule isn't full today. My attitude always is like, wow, there must be somebody that's really like really importantly needs to get in, and we'll have something crazy happen and that slot's available. And I always tell the patient, I'm like, that's so cool, you filled this slot. I was wondering what exciting thing we were going to see or what we were going to be able to help someone with today, versus being like, oh, my schedule's light, this sucks, it's going to,
Right.
like, just, it's all about your attitude and what you attract. And enjoying life. Practice doesn't have to be this like horrible job.
Mm.
It's so much fun. Like
Mm.
I love, like I get to work on babies and hold them and cuddle them and see smiles. And like I got tomatoes today from one of my,
Aw.
in forever. Like I used to see her kids when they were in junior high and now she's Medicare age. Like I have this whole spread of practice. And it's just sort of, your practice will evolve with what you have. And so I just have this wonderful family practice and it just makes me happy every day when I go to work. I
Yeah.
have so much fun. And I would say like 6 years ago, 7 years ago, when I started looking, and I did coach with some other groups, I just felt like they kept trying to sell me things versus actually wanting me to succeed. You go and you talk to somebody about like a problem, or you're like, I remember one time I was like, I think I want to go to the next level of your coaching. And they're like, no, 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 you need to just buy this program. And I was like, that is so not what I want at all. But I know that you just rolled it out and that's probably why you're trying to sell it. It's just, I feel like you meet us where we are versus like forcing us to conform to this growth pattern that you have for yourself. It's just, everybody is growing in fun in different ways.
Nice. I love that. And that's another beauty of the daily success sheet. When someone isn't in our office, um we can go to the daily success sheet so that we don't just scroll social media and then start comparing ourselves to other people, which then makes us feel even worse about our experience and wasting time. And when we really focus on service and changing lives, the daily success sheet then drives us to connect, right? Like it's always about conversation leads to connection, connection to relationship, and relationship to commitment, whether that connection is through a phone call or a text, and really just genuinely being concerned and curious about our practice members. So if there's a spot on our schedule that isn't full, the daily success sheet will drive us to that connection so that we make impact. And I know that you do a really great job in your community in that way. So any last minute tips or advice that you want to share with our audience today?
I would just say, get on a call, get on a discovery call with Barb.
Yeah.
I think you won't regret it. I know there are people who do the calls and don't take action, but you're not going to change your practice. You're not going to change your life. You're not going to do anything if you don't move forward and try something different. And I feel like it's a proven coaching program. I mean,
Yeah.
I see everybody win. It's a really fun place to be.
Yes, I
And get
love
live
that.
event, because those are my favorite. The live events are so much fun and they're so energizing. And if you can get to a couple of events like that a year, it just really helps to drive your practice. Like right now, we're doing the 60-day sprint, which is sort of like a little competition and things to add in. And the focus this year is on getting testimonials and all sorts of things. And so it's really fun. I mean, we got I actually try to limit mine a little bit. I don't want to get like 20 in one day because I don't want to like screw up Google's algorithm or whatever. So our goal is to get 3 to 5 reviews a week, and we're doing that. And it's so much fun. And I saw like Dr. Robin Ellsworth, she had like 500
reviews. Woo!
Which is so much fun to see. Like, I didn't even, like, my mind hadn't even gone to 500.
Yes.
250 or whatever. So it just, you can just grow and set your sights higher on those people that are just like really killing it in certain areas.
Yeah. And Danielle says, hi, ShaRhae. And Stacy Lowe says, yes, live events are so much fun. And they are. That's where we build really, really deep relationships. So if you're feeling like you're on the sidelines, it may be because you are on the sidelines, in which case, like, jump in.
Is that the next live event? I don't even know. It's in
Ultimate Marketing Bootcamp in Nashville.
Yeah. You'll get a marketing calendar set up for the whole year. It'll be so easy. And then you get to meet everybody and see all of us, and it'll be so much fun.
Yes, I cannot wait. And we only have 23 spots left. Mary Rose is sitting right here, and we are getting the landing page done, and the agenda. And we have all kinds of cool surprises that none of you even know about yet. That's going to be happening in Nashville. So, and you don't have to be a boot camper to join us at that event. There is early bird pricing through the end of October. So we'll be starting to promote that outside of the boot camp next week, but inside the boot camp this week. So if you've even been thinking about it, the emphasis of the Ultimate Marketing Bootcamp this year is to put you in position of being the chief marketing officer of your practice, the chief financial officer, the chief executive officer of your practice, and the COO. So all of those roles that, I see a lot of times docs just running their practices as just above a hobby. And guess what? Then we get hobby rewards. We don't get to have that time off. We don't get to have the life of our dreams or the contribution as well. And so the Ultimate Marketing Bootcamp, we have 4 sessions, and each one has an emphasis: COO, CFO, CEO, and CMO. And so you will leave a completely different entrepreneur from that event. So thanks so much for joining us, ShaRhae. Thanks for being in my life and a very cherished member of the boot camp, and a great close friend. So all of you follow in ShaRhae's footsteps. And like she said, there's a ticker running across the bottom. Book a call with me. If I can help you, I'll tell you. If I can't, I'll make sure you get to the right place to get the help that you need. So have a great day, everyone. God bless you, and see you later. Bye.